What it do? What it do? We back again with another one on y'all head top. Today we gonna be reacting to Lil Nas X. Seems like he's lost about 70% of his fans. The fall off is real. It makes sense though. He was real. It was kind of gimmicky. He had that good song. His first song, it was good. It was like I liked it a little bit. But all the other stuff with the blood and the dancing with the devil, it's just a lot of gimmicks. So I don't think the talent was really there to sustain him long term. So it makes sense that he's fallen off with the fans and all that. I haven't heard anything music wise from him in a while anyway. But let's see.
Back in 2019, Lil Nas X hit
19's
lightning
when
in
he
a
came
bottle when he dropped the song Old Town Road. This guy came out of absolutely nowhere, sleeping on his sister's couch after dropping out of college, and suddenly he had the biggest song in the entire world.
Then I find this beat on YouTube, which is the Old Town Road beat by this guy named Young Keo. And I made this song. It was like a loner cowboy running away from everything. And Old Town Road is like this path of success and like, you know.
For me, when it first came out, I didn't get no vibes or nothing like that. Like, oh, he's probably gay or he's gay. It was just like, okay, this black dude made a little country song. This shit is alright. And then randomly, yeah, I'm gay. I've been gay this whole time and I love men. And like, what? Like, really? It almost seems like a lot of this shit be like stunts, like with the Young Thug era when he was walking around with dresses and shit like that. Like, I didn't know what the fuck was going on in the world, bro. A lot of this shit I feel like is being pushed. I don't think a lot of this shit is genuine. People just want to do stuff like that. I think the labels come with them like, hey, you do this, your career will take off. Cause how all these dudes just coming out and you just want to be a weirdo. You was never a weirdo before. All of a sudden now, you just can't help yourself.
You want to continue on this?
He paid $30 for the beat and released the track independently on SoundCloud.
That was back in the earlier days of TikTok, a platform that over time would gain a reputation for its ability to make unknown artists achieve hit songs.
This song is kind of hard.
And with Nas X having a lot of experience on the internet in his teens, he already knew how to make memes and other posts go viral organically by understanding the algorithm through the best teacher, trial and error. So for months he relentlessly promoted this song through memes, trying to force a trend to get attention towards his music.
Putting it into memes and, you know, like kind of forcing it into the internet in a way.
Old Town Road became a meme on TikTok. People would drink something called hee-haw juice, and the song would start.
I can't even remember how the song go. It's been so long.
In a hip-hop manner, and they would jump in the air and transform into cowboys.
The song became a trending sound, and I really feel like the mixture of modern country over a trap beat really helped create this independent hit.
Is Old Town Road by Lil Nas X a country song? Yes. It is also a hip-hop song. It is a country trap song. It is both.
And once Columbia Records got their hands on Lil Nas and Old Town Road, they were highly incentivized to capitalize on its success, and really to make Nas a superstar while they do so.
How did you get all this money?
I made a song about horses.
And when Billy Ray Cyrus would hop on the remix only 4 months later, it turned this bonfire into a full-blown inferno.
If you go to my past tweets, like 2 days after I put the song, like, Twitter, please help me get Billy Ray on there, because I was like, Billy Ray Cyrus would be perfect for this.
He said, hey, we got this thing with love for your husband to hear it. And I actually stood up out of my chair. I stood up and go, God, I love that. That dude is original.
And as a matter of fact, this song would have several remixes, featuring Billy Ray Cyrus, Diplo, Young Thug, various BTS members, and even Mason Ramsey, the yodeling Walmart kid.
And he said he had some really great news that Lil Nas X invited me to be on his song.
And so for over a year, this song plagued the ears of every shopper, radio enjoyer, and really person in the world.
I just made it here in my bedroom, and now the whole entire planet is listening to it.
And as a result, Old Town Road would be solidified as one of the biggest songs of all time, racking up over 1 billion streams and topping the Billboard charts for a record-breaking 19 weeks in a row. This was actually enough to make it the fastest song of all time to reach diamond status.
The original song, Jesus Christ, bro. The original song, no, Lil Nas X, Old Town Country Road official video featuring Billy Ray Cyrus, 1.3 billion views 5 years ago. there's another one got 719 million. I don't know if it's the same thing, Lil Nas X. Both on his channel, Old Town Country Road official movie. Oh, I guess this one is longer. The other one is 2 minutes 38 seconds. This one is 4 minutes 38 seconds. Okay. Another one got 588 million. That music video alone, that one song alone, probably got, between all the different versions and all that, probably got a couple billion views. Literally. Monterio, that shit got 600 million, 588. Like, he do numbers. He was doing numbers. He was doing numbers. Jesus Christ. That one song alone, he's set for life. Believe it or not, this one song alone, set.
And you have to keep in mind that Nas had purchased the beat for Old Town Road for $30, and he recorded the entire thing in a closet in his sister's apartment. And really up until that time, the most notable thing he had done online was run a faceless fan page for Nicki Minaj, and basically create viral pop culture memes.
I guess I didn't realize like how great I had become at doing like internet stuff, and so people started telling me. So I was like, is everybody not using internet this way?
Right.
But yeah, you learn so much like subconsciously just doing the things that you do on the internet.
So for him to come out of nowhere like this was unprecedented, but not unlikely. His understanding of social media and how it played into his blow-up really cannot be emphasized enough.
I saw you made that post on Reddit where you were like, what's that song that goes, I'm gonna take my horse to the Old Town Road?
Because I knew this is what people want to search.
I mean, don't get me wrong, this was right after the era of the meme rapper, but Nas X was actually getting the numbers to back up his social media persona, unlike other acts whose online antics really seem to outshine their actual music.
Hey, bitch, little pumping this shit, man. I just hit 1 million, and we celebrating with a Zan cake, bitch. Ask it!
Although I will say Old Town Road was not without its own controversy, as people started to say that he stole the entire trap country sound from a rapper named Lil Tracy, who had released a song 6 months earlier called Like a Farmer.
I got horses in my car like a farmer. Yeehaw, finna pick up your daughter.
Well, too bad you didn't make it. It's fucked up. Let's just say he did steal the idea, but hey, he made it, you didn't. Sorry.
That's the country. Were you a country listener? Did you listen to country, or was it just a vibe?
It was genuinely like I saw like one of these like country trappish kind of songs. I was like, damn, what if I did that but better? And you know, that's what happened.
Either way, Lil Nas X was absolutely popping off.
Yeah.
He was performing at elementary schools all around the country, but many still questioned if he would fall victim to the one-hit wonder curse that plagues so many artists, including Billy Ray Cyrus himself, at least before Old Town Road, that is. But on June 20th, 2019, we would see that the dude was actually bigger than one song, as Lil Nas would drop a 6-pack EP. And in that moment, he made it clear that he was really good at blending genres, and essentially making whatever sounds he wanted from single to single. Nas went from something that sounded like it should be on a Scooby-Doo chase scene, to soft punk rock, futuristic, alternative, and even keeping that country vibe going as well. His 7 EP was positively received by the public, and the songs Rodeo and Panini were immediately deemed as his next hit songs.
What's different between this success you're having now and the success you had with Old Town Road?
I feel like I'm much more in control of, you know? Like, I feel like I have the reins on it.
Now, a mere 10 days after he would more or less prove that he was more than a lucky artist who caught a hit, Nas would come out of the closet, telling fans on Twitter, some of y'all...
Oh my god. I feel like that's just a natural step for these guys. It's like, oh yeah, he make good songs and and he got a certain vibe to him. It's like, yeah, I'm gay too. Like, what? Like, why? It's like, you always want to say why. It's just another box that's checked. Yep, got the gay thing too. Yep, got that fan base. So now I'm basically protected. Once you, as a man, in these times, come out the closet on that type of timing, you pretty much are immune from all especially a few years ago. Now it's a little changing because Trump won and we back to common sense. But a few years ago, bro, you could pretty much do anything you want to do once you're a part of that community, and there was no backlash. They couldn't say nothing, and you basically had an immunity to everything. You would literally have to go and shoot up an elementary school, and even then, they would still be like, "Oh, he had some mental issues going on." It would still be an excuse, and the time you would get if you was a heterosexual man compared to a part of that community, it's not even close. You all have a different type of protection if you're a part of that community, let alone a black kid. Because there's levels to the hierarchy of protection. There's, if you're just a regular civilian, you get the bare minimum. If you're a black dude, especially around that time, you get a little bit more. But the ultimate power is a black lesbian woman that's non-binary. Nobody can tell you nothing. You could literally do whatever you want to do. A black man who's gay, and he's right under there. But there's hierarchy in this.
Already know, some of y'all don't care, some of y'all not gonna fuck with me no more, but before this month ends, I want y'all to listen closely to Closure, a song that appears to be about someone finally accepting their sexuality, later confirming this by saying that the rainbow imagery used in his album cover should have made it obvious that he was gay.
One of your recent social media posts hinted towards you revealing something about yourself in the future, and you haven't revealed that yet, and fans are pretty much clamoring to find out what that is.
I kind of revealed, you know.
You've given hints. What do you think you've revealed?
That I am gay.
And while some obviously resented him for this, while others could kind of care less either way,
most people, they fucking, that community, that was like the best thing that could happen to them. Because they just love more and more people to come over there to their side. They love it. It's their favorite thing. So when this happened, they was just like, yes, we got another one. That's their mindset. So they was happy as fuck. The average person probably just didn't care. It was just like, oh my God, here we go. A lot of people probably was like, oh my God, here we go. A lot of people, other people probably was like, whatever, I don't even care. And the people part of that community, they was like, yes, we got another one. Because they excited anytime anybody comes out. Because they feel like they got another ally in their debauchery. So this is like the best thing that can happen for them.
Many champions him for coming out at the peak of his popularity.
Did your family know you were gay?
My dad and my sister, but the same month that I came out, I told them pretty much.
And after this, the guy was absolutely everywhere. He was making music with Cardi B, DaBaby, who was red hot at the time, and of course the real Nas, who inspired his name in the first place. And at that point, it was beyond clear that he was being backed by the industry machine.
Come on, they said what? Even if they didn't push that, because they ain't gonna be like, oh, come out as gay and you're not gay. But let's just say it's natural. He actually was gay. They was probably like, this is the best thing that could happen. You're gonna be a superstar. And all of a sudden now all these other artists want to work with, like, man, get the fuck out of here.
And also that the music was actually good enough to keep him on this upward trajectory. He was getting billions of views and streams on these songs, not even considering Old Town Road and its 1 million remixes. It was like the dude could do no wrong and he was destined to be a pop sensation. Now around this time, Nas would fully embrace his sexuality in both his music and his performances. I would definitely consider this a transitional phase for his public image, as this was something he admits he purposely did, even when it was subconsciously trying to clap back at the haters.
Anybody that's pissed off are the exact people that need to be pissed off, you know?
And at this point, it seemed like fully embracing the villain role.
I
and
think
kind of
most people
pissing
just
people
didn't
off
give a fuck
seemed to
about
be
pissing
something
people.
that
He was
Nas
just like,
X
whatever,
really
go around
started
with
to
your
enjoy.
blood and
My
dancing on
videos
the
are much
devil.
more like sexual and whatnot. And you know how we used to be happy that people would be like, oh, he's not like those other gay people, like all flamboyant and whatnot. And it was like, that's not a compliment, you know?
Going
It
from
should
using
be.
mostly comedy online
Because
to
it's
promote
kind of
his
like,
music to
it
now
should
also
have been a compliment, because it's kind of like what we expect. It's like when you see something coming a mile away, it just makes it that much more like, oh my God. Because it's like you could see it coming a mile away, like, here we go with this bullshit again. You know what I'm saying? So people get tired of it. That's what I think was a big breaking point too between this last election. It was like people was just tired of the country going to shit. And people being focused on the wrong things, money just prices of everything soaring through the roof, immigrants running around killing people left and right, jumping over the border left and right. It was like the country was literally gonna implode. If Kamala had won, I keep saying it, this country would have been destroyed. So I think it was just like people were just tired of all this stuff. It was just you pushing it on the kids in school, elementary school, 2-year-olds talking about I want to transition and the parents is putting that on. It's just like people were just tired of this bullshit. So once we got to a stage where it was like, okay, common sense is coming back, the country just seems like so much better of a place now. So hopefully in the next 4 years we can kind of get things together a little bit. Hopefully, me personally, I hope the goddamn Democrats never win another election again in my lifetime. After I leave, I'm gonna go fuck destroy the world. I don't care. But in my lifetime, I hope these motherfuckers never win another election.
Also using outrage to funnel attention to himself.
So what would you call what you do? Trolling, marketing, what is it?
It's all of it. It's all of it. It's trolling, it's marketing. It works.
Like if people thought he was going too far in his music videos, he would do something more outrageous on a live stage to provoke them even more. If his detractors said that
the only song I really like heard or knew about was the Old Town Country Road. All these other songs, I don't know nothing. I don't even know what they sound like because I wasn't like I just like that particular song. I wasn't I'm like a Nas X fan. I was never. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know none of these other songs. So I don't give a fuck what he talking about. I don't know what he talking about.
That he should be a role model for kids who listen to his music, he would do everything in his power to push himself out of that pigeonhole.
And seeing all these other artists who are gay kind of just like pushed to like this box of this bowl of gay artists. And it's like, you're here.
It really did seem like every single week Nas was doing something deemed controversial, but he would not find himself in real hot water until he released the music video for his song Montero, aka Call Me By Your Name, an allusion that refers to his legal name Montero Lamar Hill, where Nas is featured giving the devil a lap dance after sliding down a stripper pole to hell. This, accompanied by satanic imagery, definitely broke the internet, made a lot of people
I heard about
mad,
it, I didn't watch
while
it,
others
but
celebrated what they saw as artistic expression.
Of course a lot of them celebrated, especially people in that community, because they are a lot of the stuff, it's gonna sound crazy, but a lot of that community is a lot of satanic shit, because it's not nothing that's godly in that. If you follow the Bible or you read anything like that or know anything about religion, you know that's pretty much the exact opposite of what God accepts or God wants or is pushed or as a good, positive, healthy lifestyle. So everything about that lifestyle is kind of satanic. So of course they was like, because they have a kind of like natural like thing on it, like a negative spirit on a lot of them, especially nowadays. Before 20 years ago, when people was part of that community, they was LGBT or they was gay or whatever the case may be, they was just gay, like a man who like another man, a lesbian, she's a woman, like, and they just lived their life. But now it's like a different type of spirit. Like I can't. It's just not. It's way worse. They want your kids. They want your kids to be like that, and they trying to push it on the kid. It's like a evil now. Like I can't explain it, dog. Before it was just you want to live your lifestyle a certain way. Cool, live your lifestyle. Ain't nobody cared. You did what you did. Everybody did what they did. Whoever want to live like that, live like that. But now it's beyond that. Now they trying to recruit motherfuckers into it, and that's where the problem comes in. And you must accept me and call me by these names and these pronouns, and if you don't do it, then you're like a terrorist and you deserve to die, and you want me dead if you don't. Like, it's like, bro. So it's like a lot more. It's like a satanic spirit on it now. So of course they're gonna cheer this on this artistic expression.
Anyone thought, though, this resulted in a massive hit for Lil Nas. I mean, at the time, he had even more monthly listeners on Spotify than Drake. Though I should note, this can definitely be a deceiving metric to gauge an artist's overall success. And he would even double down on the whole Satan thing by releasing a '97 Nike Air Max shoe with more devilish allusions and imagery, including a drop of blood cemented into every pair of shoes.
The fact that it's on an Air Max 97, talk about this collaboration and how it came about.
With my song and my video, it was kind of like the perfect matchup. We came together and like this shoe, this crazy shoe. See, look at this, look at the blood.
That's insane. It's only 666 pairs of these.
Obviously, this would outrage the Christian community even more.
You see what I'm
Like,
saying?
a lot of people gonna love it. Some people gonna be mad or whatever. But yeah, people already demonize who I am and put me in a painting of, okay, he's evil, he's doing
Listen
this, he's
to
doing
me,
that.
dog.
So it's like, you know what?
This is my kid. It's one thing if your kid want to be, all right, fine, you gay, whatever, cool, whatever. But at this point now, no. I can't support nothing you doing. I'm sorry. Go do your thing. You're a grown man at this point. Do what you want to do. Just stay away from me. I'm keeping it real. Because there's levels to certain things. You don't even have to be super religious. It's just, and especially if you have any religion or you believe in God in any way, you can't, as a parent, support this. I couldn't. I would be so disappointed in my kid. It's already you living a lifestyle that's not beneficial to anybody or anything. You're probably not going to be able to have kids because you are attracted to men. So unless you plan on adopting or doing some type of make somebody have your kid and then it's just not conducive to a productive lifestyle. It's not a lifestyle you should be living in the first place. You want to do your thing, fine. But now you coming out with satanic blood in the shoes and nah. Couldn't support it, wouldn't support it. You would just have to go your own way, brother.
But you know what? I'll take that. I'll be that, and I'm going to make the best of it.
And Nike would even leverage a lawsuit against Nas for doing so.
This is about much more than shoes. Mr. Nas X, are you gay? What does this have to do with the shoes?
As this was an unofficial collaboration, to say the least. And this would be the first.
Because Nike probably was like, I heard about that. Nike was like, the fuck? Like, we ain't got nothing to do with that shit.
From here, he would put out a myriad of hit songs, including Sun Goes Down, That's What I Want, Industry Baby with Industry Plant Jack Harlow, as well as other songs that were well received. Though at that time, he would admit that he feared that his career and overall identity would always be wrapped up in Old Town Road.
Did you ever feel like Old Town Road was bigger than you?
Yeah, definitely.
At one time it was, I think so.
Yeah, absolutely.
This was something that he had to learn to accept.
I have this on because I resented Old Town Road for so long, and it's like, no, that's a blessing, that's a gift from God. Yeah.
During these next couple of years, he would still use Twitter virality and other antics to promote his music, but for the most part, he would stay out of the limelight from 2022 through 2023. But at the top of last year, 2024, Lil Nas definitely wanted to stoke his dimming fire once again, as he seemed to be hitting a bit of a lull in his career. I mean, don't get me wrong, the numbers were still strong, but his audience and streaming numbers, as well as his social media growth, was essentially cut in half. And this was while still releasing singles on a pretty normal basis. After all, with him being a pop artist, an album does not necessarily mean much, and I feel like his, or at least the label's strongest strategy, was to try and make every song a spectacle. Meaning, fuck this big body of...
Fuck. Yeah, and that was the thing. That's once you start going down a certain road where you lean into and basically shock value shit. You have to keep, not even that you got to keep doing it, you have to keep upping it every time. Like, oh, you did this time, how could I make it even more crazy this time? And more crazy the next time, and that's not sustainable. So anything you do, if you doing any type of content, whatever you're doing, you got to find what you like or what you're good at. People like it, you do your thing. But don't ever put yourself in a box to where you have to do some off the wall shit or some crazy shit or some shit that's just not productive in any way, in terms of like you could go to jail or you could get yourself caught up, lawsuits, whatever. Don't ever go down that road, because you're gonna have to keep upping the ante every time and time again. It's never gonna stop, and nobody could do that. It's like wearing a different outfit every day. You know what I'm saying? Because you took a picture with it, you posted, you don't want to wear it because, you know what I'm saying, people gonna see. You know what I'm saying? There's only so much outfits you can have. There's only so much debauchery shit you could do before people just be like, I get used to it. It wears off. Nothing lasts forever. Everything wears off. The oh my God of it. It's just like, oh, whatever. It's like, oh, here we go. Are you doing that shit again? It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's not sustainable. So that's never something you should do. You should just let your talent and your work ethic speak for itself. When you got to do crazy shit to sell, You got to keep doing more and more crazy shit, and you got to keep doing crazy shit.
Body of work, we want the next big hit. And so he turned to his old bag of controversy, going even harder at Christianity directly with his song J Christ, where he is pictured as his version of Jesus Christ as well as the devil. This was clearly meant to be his next big single, his next Montero moment.
But it's not. That's what I'm saying. You did that already. You know what I'm saying? The people, the religious people who was like, oh my God, I can't believe he did that, and they was offended by it. The second time around, it's like, okay. It's like, nobody cared. The outrage is not going to be the same. Because that's really what kind of pushed this song here the first time. Look at this shit. This shit's crazy. This is what kind of pushed this song the first time, was the outrage. Like, what? I can't believe he did that. You do it again. Now people kind of just like, okay. You playing on us, so we not finna, you know what I'm saying, give you that attention that you want.
But it completely struck out compared to his other songs that had controversy centered around them, and even people who weren't Christian took offense to his depiction of himself up on the cross.
Yeah,
but once again, Nas would come from this standpoint that everyone was taking him too seriously and that he really meant no harm.
But I also didn't mean to like mock. This wasn't like a fuck you to you people, fuck you to the Christians. Like, you know, it was not that. It was literally me saying, oh, I'm back like Jesus. Like, that was like the whole thing. I'm not the first person to dress up as Jesus. I'm not the first rapper. I'm not the first artist, and I won't be the last. And I know, like, given my history with, you know, the Call Me By Your Name video, anything that I do related to religion can be seen as like mockery. That just was not the case with this.
That's exactly what it was, but it just didn't catch on this time. It's like nobody, a dude dressed up in a drag queen dude is just not shocking anymore. You know what I'm saying? When you've seen it for years and years and years. At the time when this stuff came out, it was already like in your face every fucking day, everywhere you look, everywhere you turn your head is this shit going on, or they trying to push it on you. Look, to the point where people either just got warned on, they got tired of it, and they just started ignoring it, or people got to the point where it was getting them upset, and they started pushing back on everything. Anytime they seen anything, they was pushing back on it. They just wasn't going to support the movies, the music. A lot of movies right now is flopping because it was all woke bullshit. The movies suck. The characters suck. It was all a bunch of women just kicking ass, saving the day, and the men all simping suckers and cowardly and pussified, and like like we was living in a She-Hulk era for the past 4 or 5 years. Consistently, every day, every time you turn your head, it was basically we was living like an episode of She-Hulk. Men are dumb, sickos, rapists, weirdos, and women are smart, strong, and better than them in every way. That was like the society narrative for like the past 6-7 years. So after a while, it's just like people get tired of it, especially the men. So they're just like, man, fuck that, and they just gonna start pushing back, because at the end of the day, men control everything in this fucking world. Women could say what they want. Any type of power that they think they have is because men allow them to have it. Because if men say, you know what, we not allowing that no more, what are y'all gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So anything that's happening in society is because men allowing it to happen. So once dudes started getting tired, they started pushing back like, man, fuck that. I'm not going for it no more. It's over. We done with this shit. It's a wrap. It's done. It's not happening no more. Back to common sense.
This time, people were not defending him the way they were before, and in turn, he would actually double down, once again cosplaying as Jesus, and this time mocking the eating of the holy bread and the drinking of wine, which in the Catholic community represents the blood and body of Christ, something obviously not taken lightly by those who believe.
And I will say though, with the communion video, with me eating the crackers and juice, I thought that video was going to be the video to lighten the mood, to take it down like less serious or whatnot. I thought that was something that we all wanted to do as kids or whatnot, but I didn't understand, you know, the reality of what it is. You know, it's me eating the communion, which is like the symbolism of like Jesus's blood and bones or something like that. I don't remember completely, but I do apologize for that. I will say I am sorry for that. That was overboard.
So by this point, Nas had pissed off both the Christians and the Catholics, as well as other people in general who kind of just found the entire thing to be distasteful.
Yeah, it's just like, on top of that, because even people like, who aren't religious is like, why are you doing that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the purpose? And listen to me. Even though we live in a time when most people say, I'm not religious, I'm not. When something happens, this is how you know it's all bullshit. When something's going on and something happens, what do people always say? Oh my God. When your life is on the line and shit about to jump off, you don't know if you're about to die. Everybody, even the most I'm not religious motherfucker, they start praying. They pray to whoever they believe in. Please God. Please God. Motherfuckers start praying. Because everybody at some point, whether they practice it or they big on it, they go into church consistently, currently today, it doesn't matter. Because either your parents, your grandparents, most of the world, up until like 30 years ago, was religious. So don't think all these people just disappeared. These people are still around. A lot of these people are older. So their kids grew up in that. So their kids know about it, even though they kind of shun it from it and going over to the demonic side. It doesn't matter. Because whether you on the demonic side or you on the righteous side, either or, it's two sides of the same coin. So that means you believe in something. If you believe in the devil and all this other stuff, that means you believe in God. Because you can't have one without the other. So when shit go bad, all these motherfuckers who claim they ain't religious, they get to praying real fast. So don't listen to that bullshit. So even people who quote unquote aren't religious, even they was like, why are you doing that? What is the purpose? Like, what is, you know what I'm saying? What is the purpose of this? So even they was tired of the bullshit. So it's only gonna last. So I'm telling you, you're gonna, that shock value shit, you either gotta keep it up and keep going, taking it to another level. And you already did the satanic devil shit. It was shocking the first time. Nobody gives a fuck anymore. You dressed up as Jesus Christ, okay, nobody cares. You already dressed up as the devil, so what's next? Obviously Jesus Christ, okay, who cares? You eating the crackers and who cares? It's like nobody cares no more. So now none of that shit has any shock value. It's like the Young Thug shit. There's only so much dresses you can wear before people don't give a fuck no more. The first dress was like, the fuck is he on? I ain't wearing a dress. The 10th dress is like, nobody cares.
Being like actual fans like turn and say like, whoa, why is he doing this? Why does he keep messing with these people?
This was obviously a massive blunder and a move that Nas X would regret even more than the music video itself.
Then I looked at the video with me like eating like the communion or whatnot, and I was like, okay, this looks really bad on paper. This thing that I thought was just like a little jokey, fun video.
And like I said before, this song J Christ was an absolute flop. This would in turn hurt the mental health of Nas X, and at this point he would definitely shy away from the limelight, seemingly right after he was ramped up for his next big campaign in his career. I feel like it's kind of the same vibes of what happened with that movie Snow White recently. The audience had spoken and they weren't listening to this song, debuting at 69 on the Billboard Hot 100 before falling straight off the charts 1 week later. Comparing this to Old Town Road, which spent 49 straight weeks on the Billboard Hot 100. Comparing
flop, laughing my ass off. All that controversy he did just for it not to debut at the top 50, sad as fuck. Bro, flopped. Yeah, it's like you don't want to see that shit no more.
Which spent 49 straight weeks.
That's
on the
basically
Billboard
a whole
Hot 100.
year.
Industry Baby that did 41 weeks, reaching the #1 spot at one point. And even Montero that spent 35 weeks on the Hot 100, debuting at #1. This was obviously a really bad sign. Because now he had all this backlash with no numbers to make it worth it.
I can say as many things as I want, but knowing my history, they look right, I look wrong.
But still, months later, he stood by his decision.
You know, bleep it out, but my haters. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna go outside. I deserve to be out here. I deserve the right to exist. Connected with something higher, and I felt like I was just having fun, and I want to get back to that, and not just like, oh, I'm gonna teach my haters a lesson. Like.
And so he would be mostly quiet in 2024, besides the occasional random release.
What are you excited about over the next, 12 months for you? What's something that's inspiring, pulling you, and pushing you forward right now for the next 12 months?
I think the main thing I'm focused on is picking myself up out of this hole that I feel that I'm in, you know what I mean?
And only a couple of weeks ago would he really begin to campaign for his new album, Days Before Dream Boy. This was released at the tail end of March, and it basically has created zero buzz online.
I didn't even hear about
most
that.
of the songs, besides the single Hotbox, getting less than a couple 100,000 views in the first 2 months. In fact, I didn't even know this album had come out,
and
even
hear
Lil
about
Nas' social media efforts have been falling flat with him seemingly unable to go viral.
This new pussy Open up doors that ain't never been opened before. This new pussy make the niggas fall in love. This new gonna make the bitches fall in love.
It's like he's trying his old antics, but they're not working.
Christ, I love it though. I love it. I love when these demonic motherfuckers with they evil, cause I don't care what nobody say. You call it what you want. A lot of them motherfuckers in that community, they just come with a certain energy that's just not beneficial to society. So I love it when it just backfires and people just like, yeah, I'm good, I'm not fucking with it. Or they movie flop. I love it when I see one of these woke, stupid movies that nobody asked to see or nobody wanted to see. I love it when they flop and bomb out of the theaters in 2 weeks and that shit is on streaming the next week. It's like, yeah, people are tired of y'all bullshit. There's only so much you debauchery and demonic, evil, horrible, terrible writing, terrible act, terrible everything people can take on a day-to-day basis before they say, man, fuck you, eat a dick, I'm good, I don't want to see it, y'all could go play in each other's asshole or do whatever y'all want to do, I'm good. And that's what happens. Nobody gives a fuck. Now your album flopping, a couple 100,000 views. I mean, that's amazing for the average motherfucker on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? They dream they could get them type of numbers, but for you being who you are, 1.3 billion views on your video a couple years ago to your biggest song on the shit getting 2.5 in months, it's a problem. But that's what happens. I love it when they fail and bomb out and crash headfirst into the wall. It's my favorite thing.
Shift from the time where he could post literally anything and it was getting millions of impressions and positive reinforcement from the internet.
Like, there's a part of you that likes a little bit of chaos. And I was going to ask you, what does positive chaos look like to Montero, and what does negative chaos look like?
I think that the thing is, it's usually when I can control it. I've lost. I don't think I have the grip on controlling it. I feel like it does a lot of what it wants now, you know?
And at this point, even with this new release, his audience has been cut by over 66% since his peak. And now for Nas, he's going to be at a very interesting place in his career. Because without the numbers, the label has already found a new shiny toy to play with. And at this point, they're going to start caring less and less about Nas X and pouring absolutely no gasoline on his career. This can obviously make it very hard to release music, hard to get the budgets he might desire to try and go viral, and overall it's a really bad place to be for him after they were likely pouring a lot of resources into his career for years.
You know, I started posting the stuff that I wish I would have seen during, like, I don't know, a lot of dark times I've been having in my own life. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so I wanted to share that with the people and, you know, get out of my comfort zone of only being like the funny man.
Overall, I do think that Nas X is a talented guy.
Yeah, he is talented, but it's just
more than most in the music industry. But at the same time, with him constantly changing around his style and sound, it is hard to get a core fan base. And after a while, I feel like the antics can start to hurt your career way more than they help. Because it's kind of like The Boy Who Cried Wolf, but instead it's the guy who will do absolutely anything for attention. He also alienated his fan base with a few of these moves. And honestly, when your audience is on the younger side, they tend to move on to other artists naturally and swiftly as they age. And your only hope as an artist is that they either age with you, or you keep bringing in new fans of that same demographic. But that is extremely hard to do, especially in pop music. You know, the genre that is most dependent on the industry machine. So yes, I want to know what you guys think about Lil Nas X and the current state of his career. If I'm being completely honest, I do think that it's only down from here for Lil Nas.
Yeah, it's only down here from here.
Really catch another hit. I mean, to me, it's pretty obvious that the label couldn't really give a shit about him anymore. The effects of the memes, the effects of the comedy, the effects of the controversy, it's all kind of worn off. And I just think at this point there's really not that many people that genuinely care. So y'all let me know y'all's thoughts down below. I also want to thank you guys for watching today's video, dropping a like and subscribing.
Now we sit back and enjoy the crash and burn.
Superman and some other fallen artists out here need to be covered. So I'm out.
It is what it is. You gotta go to run now. The best part that most people enjoy is the crash and burn. Let's see. But it is what it is. That's the end of the video. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and y'all know I'll be back to y'all with another one.